Hello friends, in today's session we will be solving some problems from digital electronics. Digital electronics is a very safe area to prepare for your entrance exams because once you are thorough with the fundamentals of digital electronics, you can always score from this part. The problems that we do in this session are taken from previous year JAM question papers. First question. The output of following logic circuit can be simplified to. First, try to solve this problem by yourself, then come back to the answer discussion. So here is the answer. Here I have marked the 5 logic gates as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I hope all of you know to identify AND gate and OR gate. Here we have 3 AND gates and 2 OR gates. So what are the inputs of the first AND gate? X and Y are the inputs of first AND gate. So its output will be X into Y. What are the inputs of the second OR gate? One of the input of the second gate is Y and the other input is Z. So its output will be Y plus Z. What are the inputs of gate number 3, which is an AND gate? One of its input is Y plus Z coming from the upper channel and the other input is X. You can see that the other input comes right through here. This channel feeds the third AND gate with X input. So what will be its output? Its output will be X into Y plus Z, product of 2 inputs. Then what are the inputs of the fourth gate? One of the input of the fourth gate is Y plus Z coming through the upper channel and the other input is Y coming through the second channel. You can see it here. So its output will be product of those 2 inputs. That means Y into Y plus Z. So we have found the outputs from the first 4 gates. The fifth gate or the final gate gives us the function f, which is to be found out. What are the inputs of the fifth gate? That is actually a 3 input OR gate. The 3 inputs are X into Y, then X into Y plus Z and Y into Y plus Z. So our final function f will be sum of all those 3 terms. That means X into Y plus X into Y plus Z plus Y into Y plus Z. Now we need to simplify this function in order to get the final answer. Let's simplify the function. So we have here the function f equal to X into Y plus X into Y plus Z plus Y into Y plus Z. Now let's use the fundamental principles of Boolean algebra in order to solve this function. So I first open the brackets. So while we open, we will get the function as X into Y plus X into Y plus X into Z. These 2 terms comes from the second term. Then Y into Y plus Z will be Y into Y plus Y into Z. Now we have the theorem in Boolean algebra which states that A plus A is A. That means X into Y plus X into Y should be X into Y itself. So I am going to simplify the first 2 terms as simply X into Y. Then we have another term Y into Y here. What is A into A in Boolean algebra? A into A is A itself. So let us simplify Y into Y as Y itself. The other term X into Z and Y into Z are written as same. Now I am going to rearrange these terms in order to take some common term. The first term and the third term are written together, X into Y plus X into Z plus Y into Z. If you look at the first and second term in this equation, they have Y as common. And taking Y as common, we get Y into X plus 1 plus the rest of the terms. Now what is 1 plus A according to Boolean algebra? 1 plus A is 1 itself. in Boolean algebra, any term added with 1 will yield 1 itself. So this first term is simply y into 1 itself, which is y. Now the rest of the terms are x into z plus y into z. Now again let us take some terms as common. If we look at the first term and the third term, again y is common. If we take y as common, the remaining terms will be y into 1 plus z. The other term that is remaining is written as same, plus x into z. So this is our second last step. Now again applying the same principle, 1 plus a equal to 1. The first term will be y into 1. That means it can be taken as y itself. So this step can be simplified as y plus x into z. So this is the simplified function in our hand. If we look at the options, the option B is y plus x into z. So that is the correct answer. Let us move on to the second problem. Figure shows a circuit diagram comprising Boolean logic gates, and the corresponding timing diagrams show the digital signals at various points in the circuit. Which of the following is or are true? We have a circuit here. 4 options are given, and we have the timing signals at various points. I hope that all of you know to analyze a timing signal. Each of the low points in the timing signal is taken as 0, and each of the high levels in the timing signal is taken as 1 when we analyze a timing signal. So with this knowledge, let us solve this problem. The first option is given as points 3 and 7 are shorted. In this figure, these 2 points are points 3 and 7. They are not directly shorted, but if they are shorted, that means the voltage at these 2 points will be the same. What is the voltage at point 3? It should be the same at point 2 because they are directly connected. If we look at the signal at point 2 and the signal at point 7, are they the same? They are not the same because they have very different voltages during different times. So we can conclude that points 3 and 7 are not shorted because they don't have the same voltage at all the time. Now moving on to the second option, the NOT gate on the right is faulty. So let us check that. Whether this NOT gate is functioning properly or not, that is our question. What is the input of this NOT gate? The voltage at point 6 is the input of this NOT gate, and the voltage at point 7 is the output of this NOT gate. Clearly, the signal at point 6 will be the same as signal at point 5 because they are directly connected. We have here the signal at point 5 and the signal at point 7. This is our input of that NOT gate, and this is our output of that NOT gate. So, is the NOT gate inverting the signal? Whenever the signal is 1, the output is 0, and whenever the signal is 0, the output is 1. So clearly, the NOT gate is inverting the signal. If we look at the signal at point 5 and point 7, they are exactly opposite. So we can conclude that option B is also not correct because NOT gate is functioning properly. And the points option C and option D are just a little bit different. The option C states that the AND gate is faulty and acts like a NOR gate, and the option D states that the AND gate is faulty and acts like an OR gate. So let us check what is the functioning of our AND gate. What are the inputs of this AND gate? The inputs are the signals at point 3 and point 4, and the output is the signal at point 5. So I have already told you that the signal at point 3 is same as that at point 2. So these are our input signals. Signals at point 2 and point 4 are the inputs, and the signal at the point 5 is the output. So when the input is 1 and 0, the output at point 5 is 1. When the inputs are 0 and 0, the output is 0. When the inputs are 1 and 0, the output is 1. When the inputs are 0 and 1, the output is 1. When the inputs are 1 and 1, the output is again 1. In this manner, you can find the functioning of the AND gate. Here I have tabulated the signals from values of the signals at point 3, point 4 and point 5. So when the signal at point 3 is 1 and signal at point 4 is 0, the output was 1. I have just taken the values from those timing signal and tabulated into this manner. So which gate functions like this? 1 plus 0, 1, 0 plus 0, 0, 1 plus 0, 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 1. Clearly this gate is functioning as an OR gate. So we can conclude that out of these 4 options, the option D is the correct one. The AND gate is faulty and it is acting like an OR gate. This option we got by analyzing the signal at point 3, point 4 and point 5. The other 2 options were ruled out earlier. So option D is the correct answer. Hope you have understood today's problems. Thank you.